Can you hear
I'm
me?
audible. Yeah, I can
Can
hear
people
you.
hear me?
We can all hear
Okay,
you. We
that's
should all
good.
be able to hear you. And now I can do my
Yay!
tweeting and etc. So you can give me a minute. You can tell us what's up in the world of drama.
Well, it's been a big drama for my life this week, actually.
Really?
It has. Like, I don't know if you noticed that I went quite quiet and I haven't been doing any mahjong because, so this is quite a weird story. Anyway, so I've been ordering parcels over the last 4 to 5 weeks. And the first parcel went missing, and I'm like, okay, that's annoying. But hey ho, parcels go missing. So I got a refund from the seller. A second parcel goes missing. I'm like, huh, that's super annoying, but also not out of the bounds of what I've come to expect in this country. However, at the end of last week, the beginning of this week, it was a total of 5 parcels had been lost and gone missing in
Well,
every is our
oh,
parcel courier.
is this the thing you mentioned where someone was just like, we don't deliver to your street anymore?
Right. Yeah. So I message around and I'm like, and you can't like this particular parcel service is just atrocious. Like you can't get through to a human. You have to use their chatbot. Like the humans that they claim are humans are clearly just using copy and paste, but the copy and paste still has typos in it, which is baffling to me. Anyway, so like getting any, and they just say the same thing. Oh, well, you can get a refund from the seller. I'm like, sure, I can get a refund from the seller. However, I want to know whether I'm ever going to get parcels again in the future, right? Because
Right.
I do want parcels. And so I messaged on like the local Facebook page, and I was like, is anyone else getting their every parcels? Because I'm getting nothing. And lots of people in the town were like, yeah, fine, no problem. I love my courier, blah blah blah. And then one of the couriers messaged me who works in a different part of the town and said, "Oh, well, give me the tracking numbers. I'll go to the depot and see if I can find out what's happening."
Depot.
Yeah, and she goes up there and she's like she calls me and she's like, "You're not going to believe this. There's like 60 plus parcels that are stacked up there for your like residential area. Like the guy who was supposed to deliver is just not delivering them anymore. He just decided he didn't want to deliver." And apparently it was due to the parking, but that's just unbelievable because we live on a major road.
Well,
Like
that's why you're.
you can't get to any other residential area without passing my residential area.
But like,
Um,
your prime minister is gonna fix this, right? This
oh no,
war on
he's not going to fix
driving.
anything. He's not. He's just. Oh God, don't even start me on that. Like so, yes. So I was already enraged because it was Tory Party conference week, so I'd had to listen to those morons say lies for a whole 4 days. So
Hmm.
I had a lot of rage to channel, and I was like, oh hell no. Someone is going to answer me from that company that they're never delivering me my parcels. If they're never delivering me my parcels again, I
Yeah, how
want
can
to hear
they?
that that's the case.
How can they do
So,
that?
so I go on like this massive. I did not. I had a list of heavily productive things I needed to do this week, and I did none of them because I became hyper focused on this problem. Anyway, so I sent emails out to the press. I sent email to the MP, and I sent an email to the every CEO who I managed to find his email online somehow. Although it wasn't particularly, it's always like their name at every dot
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. But like, it's
Anyway,
funny
so I
because.
so I emailed all these people, and I end up like a reporter arranges to come around to my house on
Oh wow.
Friday. So yeah, I was livid. I don't know if you ever need a complaint letter written, come and talk to me. I am really good at this. Like I've got like this Karen muscle in me that doesn't get
Let's
enough use.
let's talk. I got some stories in a few when you're done with yours because it's been an
Yeah.
exciting week for
I
me
feel
too.
like you've had some drama
Mm-hmm.
as well with
Mm-hmm.
courier deliverers. So and like but so Thursday afternoon actually after I'd organized for the reporter to come, the every CEO's office, not the CEO but the office, he obviously has got plenty of PAs to do stuff for him, calls me and they're like, oh well, we're going to look into this, and I'm like, okay, sure, I want my parcels. And then Friday morning, I kid you not, I opened the door and there's this pile of my parcels just sitting there that they just kept them for five
Yeah, just holding
weeks
on to them, just leaving them there.
but it was quite
So who
fortuitous
is
because
who is
the
this
reporter
organization?
Every
Oh, every
EVRI.
is in it. So it's a private company. It's not like the
It's a
post
private
office. It's a
company.
private
No,
company.
it's not. But this is the joke, right? Because if it had been the post office, it would have been a criminal act to retain my
Right. Yeah. Well,
parcels
that's
in
what I'm
that way.
saying. Like the
And
post
I don't
office
understand why it's not a criminal act for them.
because they're just a company.
Right. But yeah, but this is where I don't get it because
Right.
if you're going to allow, because all parcel companies here can also deliver letters. That's an important point. So they are basically the same as the Royal Mail.
Right.
So I don't understand why, if you're allowing a courier to operate nationwide why they are not regulated in the same way as the other one.
Well,
Because otherwise, that's an unfair advantage,
no,
which
they
in
don't. They don't want to be.
I know they don't want to be, but I hear so much about, how we must make this a capitalist free market. That doesn't
Right.
sound very capitalist or free markety to me. Anyway, so I was like, I mean, I
No,
was close. I was like,
the other way
maybe
is
I
the
should just call
unfair
the
one.
police. I was thinking I was going to call the police. I was like, I'll call the police and register get. I mean, they give me a crime reference number, I'm sure, but it was just anyway. I'm still on it. Like
No,
I'm still going to go after. I'm still going to try and speak to my MP, my member of parliament, to because I don't. I'm just baffled, and there's no communication. If they'd have actually put a letter in my door and said we're not going to deliver to you anymore,
well,
then I would have
let's
been
be.
like, well, that's jerkish, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like you would have been like, okay, yeah. At least I know what's happening. At least you know this is a thing and you know how to deal with it, as opposed to them just
Yeah,
not. I mean, there's a lot you can say about competition and stuff like that. Like of
we
course,
are in
the
every
companies
Pesnader.
that come. Oh, wait, where were we? Yeah, we
Yeah,
are in every
we're in every discourse.
like
Pez has been following it on my Discord as the
if you
updates have come in.
if you think about it, like okay, so of course the government institution does have like a legal obligation here too, like to get you your mail. Like they have to do it. They
Mm.
can't not do it. They can't be like, oh, we
Right,
don't
but the
deliver
but
to
the,
this
the
place
Royal
because we
Mail
don't
here
want to.
is not a government institute. I want to point that out. It is a
Oh,
private company.
oh, okay, that's
They
very different. That's very different.
privatized it.
Okay.
Exactly, exactly. If it was a state run, okay, yes, then you're already not operating
Because
in the free market,
we
right?
have yeah, we have the U.S. Post Office is a government organization. The
No,
government
no,
runs the
no.
post office.
Royal Mail, despite its name, is now owned. I mean, I forget. It's such a
Well, it
stupidly
must be.
generic name. It's like International Distribution or something. They're listed. They're listed on the stock market.
Well,
Anyway, the
if
Royal
it's
Mail
called
doesn't
Royal,
exist
but it's
anymore.
not, it must be owned by Harry, right?
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know how they managed to retain the royal name. That must have been some finagling, because usually you wouldn't allow that from a
Yeah,
private company.
just
Yeah,
hearing it being called the Royal Mail makes me assume that it's a government service and not a.
I guess because I mean, the Queen's, well, not the, it's now the King's head is still on the stamps and stuff. I don't know the ins and outs. Anyway,
That's
the
weird.
Royal Mail is a private company. Every is a private company, and it just it what really got me was that of course we know what's happening with these packages. They're piling them up in the corner of the depot, and then when they reach the threshold of 28 days, when they decide that they become undeliverable, then
Well, they send them all
either
back.
either someone's take no, they weren't sending them back. That's the joke. So either
Oh,
someone was
just
just
taking them.
taking them, or and whatever they do is they auction off undeliverable parcels, in big sort of, pick and mix, like
But it's not
in big
undeliverable.
crates.
It's unwilling to deliver a bolt.
Right. And that was really my point. I'm like, if you are not going to deliver to my address, you have to
Wait,
tell the people who are
they
trying to get
auction
you.
off the stuff they can't deliver?
Yes,
I can just buy a truckload of other people's stuff?
yes, you can.
That's insane.
Yes.
They don't return to sender?
No. Well, I mean, they should do, but they don't. And so what really upset me, like, so there were a couple packages from very big companies. So like,
Wait.
big companies. I'm like, well, they're gonna, that's part of their cost of doing business for choosing such a shitty provider to send their courier parcels, right? But have some of these things were just small businesses, right? And I was like, well, those people are now out of pocket. Like one of them was just a regular eBay seller. Like I don't know their situation. Maybe they needed the money, but then they
But
had to
like
refund me.
what if it's full of like my medication? Or like what if
I
it's
would I
full
would
of
hope that no one who's sending medication would do it through every.
what if it's full of like my custom monogrammed underwear?
Yeah, exactly. You're saying all of these things, right? Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
it's just, but I'm still so angry. So I
Well,
still like, so even though I've got my parcels, I still don't really know. I haven't got any assurances that this isn't just going to reoccur.
what's crazy really is the bar for when they can get rid of it. Like I could see, okay, if I try to send it, I can't deliver it. I can't deliver it for weeks, and I'm actually trying. And I try to
Hmm.
return it to sender, and I can't return it to like if I go through everything, there's literally
Yeah,
nothing
I
I
mean,
can
I
do
would
with
say
this.
I
But
would say
like
like 3 attempts and there was no communication from the customer. Yeah, okay,
yeah, but
return to
then
sender
you return
or
to sender, and if you also
yeah.
somehow can't return to sender in any way, like at that point maybe you say, okay, now I just got to get rid of this. I got to auction this off. I can't warehouse a
Yeah,
package. I
you
can't
can't
put them there
warehouse
forever.
exactly,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I had a fun time this week with UPS. Of really just day after day of awesome UPS time. I had a really time critical package I needed to get. It was samples of the wall art. The package was addressed wrong, apparently. The UPS driver fails to deliver it. They come back. I call them up. I'm like, hey, what's up with my package? You couldn't deliver my package, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I ask UPS, was the package addressed correctly? And I give them the address, and they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it was addressed correctly. So I'm like, all right, I guess it'll get here tomorrow. Tomorrow, the package vanishes. It gets listed as delivered and signed for by Carlos. My buddy Carlos. My buddy Carlos, who I do not know, and who I have never met. And I'm like, who the fuck is Carlos? And I have run all the way around my block being like, are you Carlos? Are you Carlos? Do you have my package that's correctly addressed to me? And everyone's like, no, 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 no. Finally, Monday. So that was Thursday, and then Friday. I spent all day running around with these packages. We get all the way around to Monday, and I get like a call from UPS after like they refused to call me back about this package. They finally call me like, yeah, we're gonna like send the driver to retrieve your package. He delivered it to the wrong address. And I'm like, oh, so you know where it is? Can you tell me? Can you tell me where my package is? So I like, oh, we can't tell you that. I'm just like, what? And I finally like yell at them until they're willing to give me an address where I go to. And the package, it was just completely wrong. Everything was wrong. It was terrible. It was just.
Was it addressed correctly or was it not?
It was not. It was not. It was addressed incorrectly, and then another incorrect address was put over it with another label by UPS mid-delivery. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And the biggest problem with all this is every time I call UPS, being like, I have a package, it'll be like, well, give me your tracking. The automated system's like, give me your tracking number. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Your package has been delivered. And I'm like, no, it hasn't.
No,
you need to get me to talk to someone. And literally, the automated voice goes, yeah, I can't take you to an agent.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you can. You absolutely can. You 1000% can.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to file claims. So we got all these tables delivered. And let me tell you something about that. I'm so happy to have them. They're wonderful. Thank you so much.
They've got some mahjong tables delivered. Mahjong tables, automatic tables.
Yes, but 2 of them were damaged in transit. That obviously been dropped pretty hard on the corners. And I will say, Japan, I love Japan.
Japan has an assumption that people are going to carry things properly and carefully.
Yeah, Japan does not use the same level of cardboard and styrofoam that we do.
America's probably the same as us, right? Like, I assume when I'm going to send something to someone, no matter how heavy it is going to like toss it, right? Like, I don't know how they managed to toss heavy packages. Like, once it took 4 attempts to get a glass aquarium delivered. Because every time they deliver, I kid you not, I'd open the box and it was just smashed entirely. Like, one guy, I was like, you must have heard it clatter as you walked down to deliver it. It has fragile glass, and you must have heard it was smashed, and you still delivered it.
Yeah, but it probably was smashed when he got it. He probably was sitting there being like, well, this sure sucks for whoever's getting this, but my job is just to hand it to him. Yeah, and it's really funny because, like, these boxes, the auto table boxes, are very big and flat. And I know exactly what happened, which is because I watched them fucking do it. They were just rolling them. They were just Katamariing those things. They'd put them on the end. They just roll them and roll them and roll them because it was easier than trucking them around as a big flat box. And I'm just like, I hate you. Why are you doing this? And the Japanese like that cardboard is tissue paper. It's nothing.
Yeah, because they imagine you're going to be gently carrying it.
The styrofoam explodes into dust at the slightest contact. That stuff is not structurally sound in any way.
Because they're like, oh, we pay for these people to deliver. They'll obviously take good care of our boxes. That's what they think in their head.
Yeah, they had those ropes. They put little ropes on the side, which is also a very Japan thing. The cardboard boxes with the little rope pulls.
Yeah.
No one used those, I'm sure. I'm sure they were completely unused.
Yeah, they were like, oh, and we've really gone out to make sure you got the little rope pulls to make your lives easier because we all care about each other and this service, right?
All right, so what do we got?
But you have your tables.
Yes, we have
are they in
4 working tables. Well, we have 5 working tables, but the 5th one is damaged and we're going to fix it. We get replacement parts coming to fix the the outside. Yeah, the ropes are just help me as one person lifting the 2-person box get enough like leverage to really like whirl around and shot put it into the van. That's really the point
Like
of the
sometimes
ropes.
when I see them like handling packages like that, I'm like, wow, it's more effort doing it the way you're doing it than just carrying it.
I will say one problem we're going to have moving stuff around is that you can't really get auto tables in or out of my studio building without verticaling them.
Well, but they're okay going vertical because they're designed to do that as well, the Slims.
Well, the slims are fine. Well, we can do that, and I'm not moving the Rex around, but like
No, no, yeah, but the Slims are designed because you get the you can get the casters. There's that
yeah,
casters,
I
the
have them.
space,
They're all of mine are like that. They're the ones that tip. So I
the
guess there's
tip.
probably
Yeah,
not much problem if it's empty at least taking the core of an auto table
you
and putting
should
it.
definitely empty it. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I don't think that would be a problem.
Okay, good, good. Because we're
It's
gonna have to do that to get
it's
anything in or out.
they're not bad. I mean, the worst things I've seen on the Slims is sometimes like the parts can sometimes just slip out a little bit, and you've got to kind of slip it back in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a little bit on the arm that sometimes it can just kind of it's not quite as stable as the Rex maybe for that. However, like they are designed to be moved about and be, that they're for the home, right? And for the home, you'd expect them to be moved about more than if they were in a mahjong parlor and just stay stationary, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about the
The
Slims
Rex is a champ.
personally.
Rex is amazing. We had a fun problem with the Rex though. It's fixed now. But one of the arms. So when you do the hand dealing on the Rex,
Mm,
what happens is it goes up and it goes into the hand
mm.
until the hand is full, and then it drops this arm down to
Yeah,
shift things to going into the
to the top
wall,
row. Oh, into the wall.
into the
Okay, it's
wall.
doing that
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
and that thing was stuck on
Oh,
delivery,
yeah.
and so it
Those are the things
overfilled the
that
hand.
always,
Yeah,
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 like
yeah. It's fine now. We unstuck it. It's fine. But it
I
was
have,
really funny.
yeah, most of the tables that I've had, that's the bit for some reason that, yeah,
Yeah, like one of those gets stuck.
it just gets a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't,
It
apart from
was
when
a quick little
UPS
tap.
smash it,
Mm,
most stuff. I mean, I said this before. Like, if I can troubleshoot the internal sides of an auto table, they're not too complicated. So I don't think
yeah.
anyone should be too
You know what?
fearful.
You know what
Like,
I really thought was funny about the Rex is those little randomizer things. They seem so mean.
why are
Um,
they mean?
so I don't know how many of you. I don't have a picture of this handy, but I don't know how many of you have seen. Like basically, you got your big center thing, and then there are four things pulling the tiles up
Mm,
into the place. And then what they've done on the Rex 3 at least is they've added these extra little things. And these little things, there's one on each of the upwards pulls,
mm,
and they just flick back and forth. And
yeah.
so the poor little machine is doing its best. It's trying to grab the tiles, it's getting them pulling up, and this stupid little thing is just like, no, no, you don't get this one. No. Every once in a while, it's just like knocks it off because I guess that's to make it a little more random and like pick it up and drop it
I,
back into the
I, I
middle.
mean, but this is the Rex 3, right? And like, I think those are much better at shuffling. It's
It's
been a
probably good
long
for
time.
shuffling. It just seems so mean
Yeah.
because it's trying so hard to get the tile. Finally gets the tile. It's like, oh boy, you're gonna go. It's fine. And then it's like, no, no, it doesn't
But
count.
auto tables have been a big problem in Japan. I know we like, idolize them outside of Japan. But if you ever see like pros playing, you can see that they'll do a shuffle before they put the tiles into the center
Hmm.
because they're so infamously bad at shuffling. Like hand shuffling is better because people really are like, oh, gotta shuffle, gotta be, and humans are
But
just
how are auto
just
tables
just
actually
more.
bad at shuffling?
I think the problem is the older style ones. Once you dumped them in, they kind of sat where you dumped them.
Right, but so here's what I don't quite get.
Okay.
You dump them in, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I dump my whole hand in. My hand is all in one place in the bottom of this thing.
Yeah.
But that is moving around.
Right. Yeah. So you're thinking,
And
but yeah, but that's the problem, right? So the old drums were like conical.
mhm.
So you dump the tiles in, and then they'd fall down to the bottom, right? And they just kind of because of the pressure against the wall, the drum wouldn't really move them that much. So then the suck, whatever the arm would just suck
Oh.
them back up into wherever they, to the side that they've been dumped down on.
See, in both my Ultima and the Rex, they get moved pretty aggressively. Like, they really
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
just sitting there.
The Ultima
They're
and the
defending.
Rex, obviously. I mean, I'd say the Rex is definitely significantly better than the Ultima again. However, just you'd find that the same tiles would come up. If
Hmm.
you'd push them on one side, they'd come back up to you. Um, and I don't think, as I said, the Rex they've done a lot of jiggery pokery to kind of stop that. But yeah, if you're using the Slims, I would recommend just
River
doing a
Warrior.
first shuffle before you dump them down in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an interesting point.
Yeah,
Yeah, the idea
exactly
being,
the
yeah,
idea.
when
Yeah.
you push in, yeah, because like you have your hand in front of you, then you have the leftover of your wall, and then you have the
Mm.
things that you've discarded, and you go.
Yeah.
Um,
So, and that's the other interesting thing as well for that's another the Rex one. It now stacks them randomly, right? The hand and the wall, is that
no, it
right?
does
Or they
not.
used to,
It
or
does
does
not.
it not
It does
anymore?
hand first.
Oh, hand first. But then what was it that does randomly? I thought it did something random and I can't remember now.
I think the random is the pusher, the little
Oh,
knockaway guy.
maybe I'm thinking of an older
Because
feature
when
that
it
didn't
gets
work
knocked away, it
then.
gets dropped back into the very top of the drum as well. So it's not just
Right.
making it so
Okay.
you're not
Oh, right. Okay.
picking.
So
It's
maybe
also
this.
circulating the tiles back up to the top of the drum. So maybe that's the
So
whole thing.
yeah, maybe this was a previous function. I remember that they would it would push the tiles randomly between the hand and the wall to kind of avoid that, but
If
maybe they
they tried
junked
that, that
that. Maybe
probably was
that didn't
really
work.
well. It
Yeah.
probably was mechanically too complicated. It was probably just a lot
Mm,
more reliable and easier to have this little separate servo that you can. First of all, those things are obviously easy to replace if they get broken. That just like sits there knocking
mm.
things out of the way. And even if that thing does break, you just have like a slightly less good shuffle as opposed to an auto table that doesn't
Yeah.
work. Anyway, you got a
Yeah, but
game?
so yeah, it's I don't have a game. I haven't played Mahjong for a
Oh
while.
my god, we've both
Because
been
I've been
lost in
fighting
our.
I can't play Mahjong and I've still got the MP to talk to. Sir Geoffrey Cox. I'm like, I got this man earns £1 million a year, and he's gonna have to listen to my mundane problems about parcels.
That's good.
The secondhand Duplo I want delivered.
All right, let's pick a game. I'm gonna pick a recent game. A
But yeah,
recent.
anyway, so I think maybe we've debunked that mahjong table, that automatic mahjong tables are god level tier. Your
I
hand
mean,
shuffle is probably still the problem with hand
in
shuffle, right,
terms
is
of
that then
randomization, yeah.
yeah, the problem with hand shuffle that's if everyone's operating in good faith and trying to shuffle. Unfortunately, of course, the problem with hand shuffle is then people can stack the walls if they're smart
Right, right. The auto
and
table
mean.
eliminates the ability to do that.
Mhm.
Um, I want a game. I want a game with a lot of action. Let's find an action packed. Ooh, let's find a Garth game. Let's watch Garth.
Let's watch Garth.
Let's watch
Yeah.
Garth. We're doing a Garth game. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna find Garth's seat. We're gonna be in Garth's hands. Remember that?
Oh gosh, that was a long time ago now.
In Garth's hands.
So,
Garth
but
is
let
gonna
me tell
be
before.
here
Yeah, as I was about to
in
say, tell me
four
about Garth and
days.
Jen. Oh, is he staying at yours?
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be
We
real
should do
exciting.
we should do an ad hoc one whilst Garth is in your house. An ad hoc stream.
This is Garth. We should. Let me see if I can find
I
our
am busy. I'm busy though
pictures.
the weekend, so you'll have to do it
The
on the.
advertisement screen.
And on the
Um,
Thursday, I'm going to the European Mahjong Association General Assembly, so we really don't have much time. How long's Garth staying for?
Garth is going to be here until the 18th.
The
I
18th.
can do, we can do, yeah, from the 11th to the 18th.
Wow, that's a whole
They're leaving.
week.
Jen and Garth are both leaving on the 18th.
But that's tough, isn't it, though, a week, to be fair, because it's quite far from Tokyo to get all the way to New York.
It is a little tough. It is
Mm.
a little tough. Wait, why am I not? Oh, there we go. There we go. You found my Tenhou. We can be mahjong players now. Yeah, I'll do plugs at the end. We have a lot of cool stuff going on over the coming week. So it's
I
gonna
love
be
the way
really
Jen and
exciting.
Garth are always playing on like beginner accounts or like ninth queue.
Yeah. All right. So this is Garth's Armel game of last night, I believe.
Well, this is a great
Um,
way to draw tiles.
yeah, that eight's a great pick. This hand is pretty lined up for Garth right now. I mean,
I don't really have much to comment. I mean, what are you gonna do?
you're probably gonna cut the. What do we cut?
The West.
Well, the West first. I'm just in general. Looking at our blocks, right? We have this 1-2.
Hmm.
We have the pair of sevens. We have the pair of nines. I probably hope to draw like an 8-pin or a 6-pin. That would be the best because then I could just cut this 1-2 and be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to go with what you draw.
Yeah, let's see. West goes. Oh god, Haku happens instantly. We drew the 8, which is great. So now we have our 7-8, which is fine. The nines become our pair. The 1-2 starts to go away.
Hmm.
Yep, there goes the 2.
Yeah, I see. Now,
There goes the
I think we've had
1.
this conversation before, right? But they always go from the inside out when they decide to cut a block like that.
The 8's not necessary. We're just waiting for anything. Our player across is getting pretty antsy. Throw the east. I'm gonna throw the 8 again. Oh, Lord. And then immediately
But
reach from player
this
right.
is the problem when you're so it looks like you're so far ahead, and then
Yeah,
you
everyone
just
else
don't
just
draw
goes
anything.
nuts.
Yeah,
All right.
and this wasn't a very good callable hand. So, okay.
That's it. That's it. So this gets
That's
done.
tough. Nakasuji as well.
Reach Epot's Dora on the south and the 3.
Hmm.
Not bad. That's a fast reach, but it's a solid wait for a reach that fast, I'd say. Like south and
Yeah.
3, pretty good. And yeah, you have 9-6, so you might as well throw 3. What else did they have to do? Um, 2, 3, 4, 6. They had a south. They could have thrown great. Yeah, like their hand was so close to ready as well. It's like, what were you gonna do? The only thing I could have convinced myself to do
I think the three. I know. I think the
is
three
throw
slime
the
is
south.
unlikely to be very expensive.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Like it is
Whereas
what it
if you
is.
throw the south, it could become expensive. And the south would have thrown in anyway, so that would have been expensive if they thrown the south. I don't. I think the three was the best choice they had, really.
I'm a little surprised player across didn't throw the Dora. I would have thrown the Dora.
I guess they wanted more points.
Well, that would have locked in my flush.
Yeah,
Like this was a great opportunity just because the Dora. This right now
yeah,
is
and the
exactly
green's
when you
not.
can get rid of what is otherwise a really dangerous tile.
Yeah,
Um,
and the green's not safe either.
no, no. So that might have been
Hmm.
like a micro optimization.
I don't think that's a micro optimization, Dave.
Pardon me.
I think that's a big optimization you've just pointed out there that I didn't
Hmm.
give you respect for when you first said it. So I'm respecting you now and your opinions.
Rare compliment. No, but yeah, I think locking this is a great opportunity to lock in your flush on the hard safe Dora discard.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, why throw the green when it could be dangerous?
yeah. Well,
I mean, they could easily have had a pair of green in there rather than a pair of south. There's
it
no way of
happened.
telling.
Poor Garth lost his dealership to this fast
That's
hand,
why being first dealer is the worst.
and now we get this ugly crap.
Really? Do you think that's ugly? I'm quite interested in
All right, it's
this.
a
I think
little.
it's,
This makes it good because now we have the 1-2-3 Sanchoku. Um, if we can make it happen, we got the 1-2-3 Sanchoku.
yeah. I mean, North's dead, unfortunately, but
Yeah, well, North discards.
yeah.
That's fine. Um, trade 8 for East. That's fine. Hots gets called. Everyone's going so aggressively right now. It's like there's no time.
Mm. Well, I
Like
don't
you
think
can
I
just.
think he can relax until his next dealership, personally. So he's keeping his eye on seven pairs.
Oh no, he's calling. He's calling for the 1-2-3 Sanchoku.
Ah,
He's pushing it.
Garth. Well, it's one two three Sanshoku plus Dora plus potentially Chanta.
And he got a third South, which is pretty great. The 3 Souths do give him a lot of control with his hand, and that he has a lot of safety sitting in this
Yeah.
hand. So he can afford to push a little more without even having to worry about it. Oh no, he's hard tempai on the 1-2-3 Sanchoku. He ditched Chanta, so it's just Sanchoku Dora 1 for 2,
Yeah,
which
but
still puts him into real second place.
it's a rare example of a called hand that you can easily fold out of.
Yeah, because he still has the rest of those Souths.
Uh, Usually
Dealer
once
reach.
you've called twice, you're fairly committed, but
Dealer reach, but the 2 pin is safe on the dealer, so this is like an interestingly tricky situation
uh,
to be in. Across there's that 9. Play safe. Garth decides to push it. Yeah.
pushing into dealer on this is quite exciting.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. I think pushing to dealer on this, like the 9 pin you could get away with the 7 man. He's just going for it. He don't care. Now player across reach. Now we got 2 reaches here. Does Garth stick? Maybe because that 6 man implies at least this 9 man is probably safe. Yeah, he'll play the 9
Mm.
man. And then dealer sumos. Oh wow. Well, Utsumo Pinfu Sanchoku.
I mean
Uh
that was the risk he was pushing into.
yeah, yeah. Garth tends to be way more aggressive
So
even with weaker hands. I could see that Garth does play pretty aggressively.
and
Which
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure whether that's playing on Mahjong Fight Club.
hmm.
Mahjong Fight
Maybe.
Club, the way it's designed makes you aggressive because as soon as you hit the reach button, like the machine starts rumbling. It's like a slot machine, right? And it's like lights are
Pardon me.
there and like all of your sensory like input is like,
It all
ooh,
it all
that's
happens.
good. Yeah. It's like Mahjong Soul. Like people like pressing the button because it's there and it's flashing at you. Whereas
Hmm.
like, Mahjong Fight Club, when you're actually playing in the game center, it's a whole different experience. Like you're like, yeah, you're getting everything.
Oy. I don't love this.
I don't hate it.
I
Yeah,
think I
I
think
don't know. I haven't watched Garth for a while, so I'm not sure. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to get promoted and stuff, you kind of have to be aggressive a bit in this sort of league situation. I'm not sure. Did you get? I know Jen got promoted recently, didn't she? I don't really.
yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna look at the Armor webpage.
Garth is grabbing hots. He's also just going here.
I think this is a more obvious push, personally.
We probably
Hmm.
wants to unseat this dealer.
Hmm.
All right.
Narrowly avoided
3, 4,
promotion.
5.
Garth narrowly avoided. Okay, wait a minute. I can't find the. Okay, American Michi Mahjong League.
All right. So Garth
Okay.
is now tempai on just hots.
I'm gonna say something, and Edwin, I'm really sorry if you're listening to me, but I really don't like your use of fonts on this page. I count one, two, three, four, five, six different fonts on the front page.
She's not sorry.
Six different fonts. There's a lot of fonts. It's a lot of fonts for
It's fine.
one.
It's fine. It's fine.
Wait, what league are Jen and Garth in at the moment?
Garth is in B2. I don't know where Jen is.
Okay, okay, B2. Okay, because they started at the bottom, didn't they, and have to work up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see Garth is there. Hiatus, suspended hiatus. Okay, gosh.
Oh, I'm probably down in Crapsville because I was on. I went from B2 to B1 in my first season, but then I had to stop because I just don't have
Where are you
time.
now?
I was in B1,
Okay,
but
let me
now
see
I'm
if I
not
can.
anymore. I'm way down because I've been on hiatus forever.
Oh, yeah, okay. Jen's in B1, Garth's in B2. I can't find you. You might be on indefinite
Yeah, I
hiatus
might
though.
be on indefinite hiatus at this point just because I haven't had time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's like I haven't really wanted to commit to playing Armel because it's like I don't have a lot of free time, and so I'd kind of just be like grinding through the
Is
games
your
in my
job
spare
taking all
time.
your time, Dave?
Ha ha. Well, at the time I didn't have free time. Now I have other stuff that I have to focus on. Um,
I mean, Chiral has promised to make us a UK league, which is very similar to the Armour one, and I'm excited for
I gotta
that.
be super honest. Like, I actually now don't like. I'm aggressively disincentivized from returning because now that I'm down in like see something league, it's just gonna be a nightmare to get out of there.
Uh, so you can't. Okay, there's no way to sort of take a free hiatus or
No,
anything.
I mean it's fair. Like you can't, so I can't just like get up into max league and then be like, all right, I'm putting all this on pause so I can come back at the top leagues whenever I want.
I mean, it'd be nice though if you could take like one session out of six. I don't know how many long your
I
sessions are. I'm
think
just
you
gonna say
can.
some.
I don't recall the
Yeah,
exact scheme, but it's been
because
like multiple seasons that I've
I mean,
been
because
out.
it's pretty intense. I'm gonna be honest, and so people do go on holiday. You know, it's not. I mean, Edwin went on holiday for 4 weeks to Japan, right?
Yeah.
And you don't. As you said, you don't want people to be demoted just because they've got.
I think you get one hiatus for. I don't recall. I think you do get one
Mm.
hiatus. Yeah, you can take a one season hiatus for free, and then you start demoting. So I've been. It's been like 3 or 4 seasons, unfortunately, that I've been
Is it
out.
only one season hiatus, or does it refresh after X number of
If you take
seasons?
2 out of 3 seasons off, it's a demotion. Says Quark.
Two
Um.
out of three is quite. I mean, that's still. I mean, I just so I'm just thinking from JPML that you could definitely take a longer hiatus, and that's partly because um like they've got a lot of women in JPML, right? And so those women
Well,
go off and they
but
take maternity leave, and therefore it would definitely not be fair for someone to have to be demoted just because they went off to have a baby,
well,
is
but
the
I think
consideration.
JPML is already fundamentally different because you have to like get into JPML. You know,
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
like this
Like,
is much
which
more
like
open,
let's
and so there's
e
not like a membership bar, and because of that, I think you do not want to encourage people to like.
right, but let's say that you've got someone who's up at A1 league or whatever, and yeah, they go off to have a baby. Is it fair to demote them because they've gone off to have a baby?
Well, yeah, but think of it this way: how many people do you want to have in your A1 league?
Oh
How
yeah,
like if at the beginning of every A1 league, I'm like, well, there's 80 people here, and 60 of them have been on hiatus for the past 6 years. You know,
Well, okay,
like
yeah. I
what do
mean,
you
it's
do?
the thing, but
How
that
do you
okay, that
manage
would be
that?
ridiculous. For 6 years, it would be ridiculous. But I think that I do think there needs to be a function where people can go off and have big life happenings without
Sure.
getting demoted like that. And maternity is an obvious one, but obviously men participate in raising children. Paternity would be another one. You're not if you're on maternity, you're not going to be able to play armor. You're just not going to be able to do it.
No, sure, but I don't think. I mean, I'll be honest. First of all, I don't think we're dealing with those problems in this player base at this point.
No, no, no. But then, do you
But
not
that's a
think that
future. It's a planning
the
for the
reason
future
you're
thing.
not dealing with the problems is because there is this kind of obstacle to female participation in lots of different places, and you sort of get used to not participating, and that's where JPML have done a
Mm,
really good thing in that they find ways to remove those
Hi,
obstacles.
Muska.
Hi, Muska.
See, I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't think that is the bottleneck here in this
Okay. Now
situation.
that okay, no, no, okay, maybe it's not the
I think
bottleneck,
you're
but it's
you're
all
right
of
in that
this
it's something
kind
you have
of
to think about when
micro
you build the
elements.
system.
Exactly. And like I don't know. I said it's these micro elements which just create an environment where you're like, oh, okay.
I think it's far more likely you're gonna have people who like rank up and then just like go on hiatus forever to preserve their rank because they don't
Mm.
want to risk it,
Yeah,
and
okay,
then they sit around
but
being like,
then
"Well, I'm an
but
A1
that
arm."
right,
Are
okay, but
you?
that's malicious, right? And
It's
JPML
not.
would
It's not
never.
malicious. It's not
But
malicious.
well, okay, it is if you want to stay in A1 and therefore you're taking hiatus. Like in JPML, you can't just take a hiatus. You've got to have a reason to have a
But
hiatus.
this all involves a much closer involvement with your hand selected player group than
That's
Armel
true.
does, which is a totally open institution that anyone can join. And I think that's the big difference. And if I am a
Mm,
JPML member, I have been selected by JPML,
mm-hmm.
and they can choose how many members they're going to have.
Mm-hmm.
And when they need more, so like there's a lot more control from that end than it is here, where again, it's not saying it's not a bad thing about Armo, but Armo being totally open. Anyone can be like,
Mm,
I would like to be an Armo, please. Here you go. There's no test, there's no essay,
mm. I
So
know.
like,
It just it sits uncomfortably with me. That's all. That's all. I don't know. Like maybe it's also Americans are used to this kind of bullshit because you have like 2 paid holidays a year or something.
you have more than two.
I mean, I remember when I first watched The Office, the American Office, and the lady, she starts giving birth in the office, right? She's pregnant, and she's going into the office right after the day that she goes into labor. And I was sitting there going like, oh my God, this is so unrealistic. No one goes to work on the day they get labor. And like my American friend was like, yeah, you have to go into work right up until the day. I was like, wow.
You don't
That
have to.
was
It depends on where you. It depends on where you like go.
Yeah, it depends. Okay, sure, it depends. But
Yeah,
the fact that there is no law
there's no law.
preventing that
There's
from
no
happening.
requirement. Yes.
Exactly, exactly. So I think maybe Americans don't have it as much
Hey,
in the
I'm trying to
forefront of their
avoid
mind.
acknowledging Garth dealing in. We don't want to
oh,
think about it.
did Garth deal in?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
He was Tempai on this 4-7. He dealt into East Dora 2.
You know what? Who said it was aggressive? Chiral. I agree with you. This is pretty aggressive, and I'm not
It's a
really
big
sure
push.
why.
I bet I know why.
See, okay,
I
but
bet I know why.
if I knew it was you playing, I would definitely be harsher because it's Garth. I'm like, oh well, Garth's better at mahjong than me, so I better not say
Oh,
anything. But
I know why. I can tell you why.
why?
Because he's annoyed. Because the past
Uh,
two hands have both been pushed really fast by people calling Fampai and really like spiraled very aggressively. Um, yeah,
oh,
Garth
Korak's
overlearned from
got a
Beta
really
League.
interesting. Yeah. Sorry, read out Korak's because that's a really interesting insight.
Yeah, he's saying Korax and Garth overlearned from Beta League. And I would agree because I feel like especially when I was in B2, there were a lot of cases where playing like this was successful. You just grab your Fampai and push.
And you see that in Tenhou as you jump between rooms, you learn how that one
It's
room operates, and you get really good at that. And then you go up to the next room, and you're like, oh wait, all the things that I learned to do that were working they're just making me fail.
yeah. The 9P cut wasn't a crazy push. It was putting himself into this
No, sorry,
situation.
I kind of not paid attention to the 2-man call. I think the green dragon call, I don't think that's particularly remarkable personally.
Well,
Calling the
the two
two
man call
man,
gets him Tempai,
it is, but
but
he's
like
but now, like unlike the one where he called for the Sanshoku hand, I was like, oh, you can still fold out of this even though
oh
you're
yeah, but
open.
now he has
He
nothing
can't
but
fold out of
yeah,
this.
yeah. No, he's just going
That's what
straight
makes
ahead.
it very aggressive for Green Dragon.
Yeah. Korak brings up a very strong point, which is yeah, he played pretty standard there and didn't get out because everyone was just shoving. And this is actually one of the reasons I am like loath to go back to Armel. Because if I go back to Armel and I'm down in like C5 or however many, because they have so many people now, whatever, it's just going to be madness mahjong. And I'm going to have to spend like at least a season or two learning, like reintegrating into myself. How do I win against everyone just pushing every hand? And like, it's just going to be real frustrating.
BC, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I would have just chilled a bit. You still got a dealership.
Yeah,
Dunno.
I mean, in this case, I think he should have chilled a bit. I think he over pushed here for nothing. Especially when he's already in second place. Like, he wants to be over 30, sure, but he's already in second place. It's only East 2. So pushing for Fanpai nothing is, like, not really worth it, I don't think. I think this is an overplay. But I feel that frustration, and I feel like I've had conversations about that frustration. When everyone else at the table is just being like, oh, Fanpai, oh, go, oh, Fanpai, oh, go. And you're like, I have a good hand, and your good hands keep getting, like...
We again definitely have to do an impromptu stream whilst Garth is at your house, and we can ask him all these things.
We surely
let's
should.
start.
Do we think pushing Hatsunomi is pretty standard play?
Yeah, no, the Hatsunomi play. I think no. So I think calling the Hatsunomi was pretty standard play. I'm not sure I would have called the 2-man. That's where I get off the push personally. I don't think he needed to. I mean, he was going super fast. It's just. Once that, so when did he call the 2-man?
So it was around here through the 8, he threw the 5, and then right here is where the 2 comes out.
Sorry, we're not red 5s again, are we? We're not red 5s.
No reds.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't have done it. I would have kept it because now, they're obviously going to be either 1 away or Tenpai. I say, okay, well, now I can throw the 2-man. And what would his draw have been if he hadn't called it is the question.
Oh, now we're getting really deep in the weeds. His draw would have been the 1-man he needed anyway.
There you go. See, I called it.
I think I don't know. I feel like if you're doing this, calling the 2-man makes sense.
No, I don't agree with that.
If you're doing it, then you're doing it. See, I would have not called the hots.
Okay,
I would have been like,
that's fine.
Calling the hots is a waste of time.
I think that's the attitude that sometimes gets people in, that sort of like, well, I've called, so I'm just going for it. And I've heard that a lot from players who are predominantly Tenhou players. Like, I'm not sure, I haven't heard it so much from Mahjong Soul players yet. But well, no, I've called it, so I'm going for it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I wouldn't have done it. And I'm surprised at the level of aggression, really. I mean, I think so. In my mind, let me talk you through my thinking, because the Hatsu call was quite early. When was it?
It was like second discard.
Right. So it's an early call.
It was second discard.
And I'm like, right, can I get this really super fast? Right? And at the point I don't get it really super fast, then I want to switch to how do I not throw in? Right? If that 2-man call had come 2 discards after the Hatsu call, great, call it. However, it doesn't. It comes into the second line of discards.
Yeah, first it's the seventh. Seventh.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like second discard Hots call with no val. Like if I had 2 Dora in this hand, I'd be like, run, child. Like now is your time.
He just wanted to speed it out. But when he didn't get the outcome of speeding it out, I think he needed to change gear. I mean, lots of people here in the room don't agree with that, and maybe I'm bad at mahjong. I'm not going to.
No, I think
I'm not going to claim
does.
that I'm the best at mahjong.
I agree with Korak. I think it really does depend on the meta, and I also agree with what he said earlier, which is like, from my experience, at least in B2 last time, like you do have a little more time than you think. It's just challenging because you have this very limited series of games, and it's very frustrating. Oh my god, thank you for following us, Kiriagi. But it's very frustrating when you're sitting in these games and you're watching everyone just like call Fanpai, get out, run, and you're sitting there, you wish you could build a hand, and it keeps just not happening because other people speed it out. Even if it does end up being this dumb carnage where everyone like deals into each other, like you're gonna have games you just get zonked because someone was like, oh, I flipped 3 Dora. Or like, something just it's very frustrating. And to some degree, you're not gonna beat them unless you join them a little bit. Or at least know when to join them.
Okay. But I feel if you're joining them out of a place of frustration,
you're in a bad space. Yeah, you're in a bad space for it.
If you join them, but you maintain the level of control that you have in slower games, you will win. But if you're doing it, as I said, in tilt or frustration, you're going to lose. Yeah.
A lot of modern. Yeah, well,
It does. It does.
I
Yes.
have for sure seen this.
I think I'm going to tell you now. If you're playing WRC and you're playing against a lot of those players, it won't work so well.
Yeah, you'll have a hard
Because
time with it. You'll have a
yeah,
hard time with it.
and people like Yamai in particular, it's just terrifying how he manages to build an obscene amount of value. I don't even know that there are that many Dora on the table sometimes. Um,
He just has some extra up his sleeve.
yeah, it feels like it really. And I hear that, but I wonder how much of that is I don't
I,
know, like
I think it's one of those things where it's very like unlike a lot of other games where a
mm,
lot of the meta is you versus the game, and so like the reality of the game is going to dictate whether your meta play is correct or not. You know, like if I'm playing League
yeah.
of Legends, there are numbers in the game, and I, you know, I can theory craft my meta and say this maximizes my DPS. Okay, cool. I've come up with
Mm,
what I should do, but because Mahjong has 4 humans, meta is
mm,
really dependent on the
it
other
is.
3 people at the table. And if
Yes.
everyone's playing one way, the meta play that's going to be good for you is going to be different than if everyone's playing another way. And that's really it's very
I
interesting
will
because it means meta is very malleable in
Yeah, and
mahjong.
I will say that digital online, not digital because that's a whole theory, but like the online play, and things like Mahjong Fight Club, which I mentioned, Garth will spend significant amounts of his day playing Mahjong Fight Club,
Thanks for following Adgay.
and that sort
Adgay
of,
adage.
you know, I think that yeah, online play, I'm certainly more aggressive online than I am offline.
Oh, for sure, me
Um,
too. That's not necessarily good.
no, it's yeah, but
Life.
Run Run, I think if I play there, I don't think that when I get aggressive, it pays out for me at all. At all.
And I think it really does depend on the rest of the player base and how they feel. I think EV is good. Like you can make the good statistical play, and in many cases, like bereft of all other information, the right choice is to make the good statistical play. You know, I don't know anything else. Like my very first discard, what's it going to be based on? Probably statistical play. Um, but I do think that things like should I be playing for fast, low value fawn pie is going to depend more
Hmm.
on how everyone else is behaving.
Did you play that Compartment on Korak this year? Might be the time of day, Korak. I'm not sure. The time of day I've noticed changes how you need to play on.
Ooh.
Wow. I would not, yeah, that would not work for me. I mean, I've had an interest, I had played some Mahjong this week and I was playing really bad, but I'd like to point out I had very, very little sleep. And I think that was making, as soon as I had some sleep, I played really well again. I'll get my core rate out.
If I
Oh, what
remember right,
can
my statistics for Armel were nuts. Like my stats were just weird. Where are those? Is there
I
where's the
mean, so,
stats
and
page?
I will add to who was sorry, is it Navitas who was talking about statistical play? Yeah, yeah, you're talking to someone from the school of occult, unfortunately.
You are very much of the school of occult.
Yeah,
Um,
that's so my call rate at the moment is something around 30%. Um,
I'm
mm.
looking to see if I can get. Oh, I don't know where did
My
I put this
Ricci rate
stat?
is really high at the moment. Why? Gosh, my Ricci is at 20%, which is unusual for me. I've obviously not been I find that if I'm tired or if I'm playing Mahjong more as a chore rather than I was like, right, I've got the competitive spirit, I really want to do this, I tend to reach more. Yeah, I
That's
mean, yeah, if you
interesting.
learn a lot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I do, but I think if I'm tired, if
Well,
there's none, yeah, a little low for East. I don't play East games. I flat out will not play East games. I only play East and South. I think if you play East games, then
East.
you're gonna have to be Corley, more Corley. But
Yeah.
I don't. I can't stand
I
East
kind of
games for
like
that.
East only games because because as I said I play more aggressively online, and in an East only game that's going to
Yeah.
pay off more. It's going to be more useful than in an
I
East
just,
South game where you need to think a bit more.
I just don't
Um,
enjoy it. That's why I just don't enjoy East games for that very reason. I just don't feel I have enough time to settle in, take control, understand what the other people are doing. That's just not. It's just not why I enjoy
where's the
mahjong.
Armel stats spreadsheet? If anyone knows where the Armel stats spreadsheet is, let me know because I want to show off
Oh yeah, do
my
you know what?
weird
The Armor
stats.
League had some really interesting ones. Can I find that again? That
Um,
spreadsheet.
yeah, it's
Um,
I think we were talking about this just I can just do slash stats. Can I do that? Does it get my stats? Is it posted in the channel?
All stars.
Yeah, but it gives me my oh.
Pin messages. Season 4
Oh wow,
spreadsheet. Right.
what good work with this bot. They've made bots much more interesting. Oh, this has everything. Okay, great. Yeah, this has my
Right.
very
I'm
nice thing.
finding mine from the last Australian team league. Let me see what was my ID? Jeez, I can't remember anything. Oh, lost my ID. That's what. And my win rate was 24%. My deal-in was 17. My Ricci rate was 25, which is pretty high.
My Ricci rate in Armel was 13.3%.
Oh, gosh, Dave.
I
Where's the
just
call
didn't
rate?
do it.
Do they not do a call rate?
But I had
Huh.
a 48.7% Dama rate. So I Dama'd a lot more than I
Oh,
reached.
open. Yes, they've called an open rate here. So I 23% open on the Australian league, which is more, that's more typical, I think, of my level, is around the 25% for opening.
So what is it? Yeah, 38,
Yeah.
38% open hands, 48.7% Dama hands, 13.3% reach hands. But I won
24 and
62% of
17%.
my reaches. I won a lot of reaches.
I'm not sure who they're talking. Is that me? What's 17? Was that, is it me? 17 dealing rate was said. Yes, my dealing was quite aggressive. Um, yeah, 25 for the Ricci rate. But my Ricci win rate was 40%, which is pretty exciting. My EPATS was 14%. That's obscene. No one should get that much. My URA was
That's
55%.
rough.
Again, stupid. My Tsumo, and this is a stat I am proud of, is 56%. Now, I think that often when you're playing call rate, oh, so that was the open rate was 23%. The call rate was open hand. That's what they would call it on that. And then the Tsumo rate, which I am proud of because it's a stat that we really care about if you do more sort of pro level, was 56%. The idea being that you should be building hands
That
that
you
you
then
can
sumo.
sumo, because usually if you're playing at like, very, very high levels, you can't anticipate that people are going to throw into your hand.
Yeah, my dealing rate was 11.4% in that
Mm.
season.
Mm.
But that was a season where I just kept winning. Where I was just like, oh, the best way to win at this is just keep winning Yakuman.
Yeah.
So I just did that a bunch.
The one thing that I would say for the Australian League, and I'm not sure if it'd be interesting for the American League, was that probably my aggression and my Ricci became, so my open rate and my Ricci rate changed as we went through the
Mm.
season, right? Because as we got to the end and we were like in this bubble and I really wanted to get our team up and over into it, I got more aggressive. So I'm not sure whether the Ricci rate bumped because I was trying to score more points for the team so that we could go through to the next stage. And that's the interesting thing, right? How your rates will change as you progress through criteria to in your whatever you're doing, league, event, all of that. It's not a fixed thing, if you see what I mean.
Well, I was really never Tenpai at draw. If any time I had a Dama hand and there was a draw, I was no 10.
Mm.
That's really funny. I only got eight times that whole season was like Tenpai at a draw.
Yeah, so Chirel, yeah, I mean, if you're chasing losses, that's another thing as well. Like, but I was definitely, so I think we were playing fairly, stably in our team, and then we weren't getting through to the next stage. And then I think Pez, I don't know if Pez is still here, but I was definitely I was upping the aggression to get enough points to get us through.
That makes sense. Because you
It
got it.
certainly
Yeah, it
wasn't my
changes how you play.
typical level. It wasn't my typical style of play, but I was like, right, okay, well, it's this or not nothing. But I think so. You see, Chal, I think that I played my style of play in the first games were more representative of who I am than in the latter games. The latter games I changed to try and yeah, but we did both make it to the top 8, so
30%.
we're not
30% of my
totally
wins were
bad at this
Mongon and
game.
higher. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I really like the Australian team league though. That's good fun.
It's a lot of
It's
fun.
terrible for your time zone, Dave. So don't do it. Anyway, this is a good conversation. I've really
All right.
enjoyed this. Thank you, Correct. Thank you, Nevitas. Thank you,
Yeah.
Chirel, for
It's really
actually, for really putting your thoughts in. And I really like talking to players who play quite differently from me.
yeah, and getting
So
an
I'm not
understanding
very
of
good
how
at
that
EV.
meta works and how
Yeah.
things change back and forth. So poor Garth deals in.
Yeah.
Poor Garth. And then he's blessed with these tiles, which are not. Well, he's got his hotspots again. He can just do the same thing again if he wants to.
He should definitely not do that.
Well, let's see what does he do. Oh, he gets another 5. All right, that's fine. He gets 5. Now he gets all right. He's got a 6. That's pretty good. He's making it. All right. He's gonna throw that 9.
Oh,
So
you
the
see,
10.
that's why I wouldn't have thrown that west, and I would have thrown the 9-man before the west.
Yeah, it's like that's another like weird micro thing. It's like you don't. Yeah, if he
I'm
had
gonna
West.
repeat though that Garth is better at mahjong than me. So,
Now he's got his Dora with
so
a
if you're sitting there
place.
going like, "That's totally what I would do," then you're probably right, and I'm wrong.
All right, so he's going for it again. He's calling the hots. There's at least hots Dora 1. But it is a bit of a rough wait.
And it's not an easy hand to call.
No. Well, now he's kept these norths, so now he's in an interesting spot. So now he's going to make 5-6 to set norths to pair. But this does give him a lot of safety, at least. This puts him in a position where he can fold out of this a lot better if he wants
And
to.
now he can call it easier.
Yeah. So that's a big upgrade getting those norths. If only he'd gotten those
Again,
wests.
though, I feel like this is a little bit slow, and
And he calls the north to get Tempai.
okay.
But that leaves him defenseless again.
And also even worse, he's waiting adjacent to the Dora.
Yeah. And so now Reach comes from across. What does he do? He plays into it. He just goes. His third west. He could have had wests. Oh. Now a second Reach comes. And first Reach is lucky enough to deal into Garth for Hot Store 1 for 2,000. This is some push. This is some push.
Yeah, but it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out and it got him back into second place. Free Sticks is right. What was everyone else doing? What were their reaches looking like? Let's see.
3 sticks, is this a new meme? Is this now what people say? 3 sticks?
2, 7, 7, 2, 3, 4. This is a 7-pin only weight. This is like Reach Tenhou.
Right, but they are dealer.
They're the dealer, and I don't see how they could have. But they could have dominated this.
No, they could not have done what? And where's your upgrade, man? There's no upgrade here. You just reach it.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way to make this better at all. And then
What?
our player
I mean,
to the right.
the only way to make it better is to pull it all apart and suddenly get loads of new tiles in with 7 draws left, right?
Yeah, and our player to the right here is stuck. But they're Reach Dora 2 at least. So there's some value in their chase. They're waiting on 8-pin only, but yeah, that's rough. But I don't think that's a bad chase. I don't know. It's a close weight, which isn't great.
Well, I mean, did they have anything they could have discarded that was safe? Is the real question.
Not really. Like if they draw a 6-pin, they're happy. That makes their hand much better.
I mean, you could. I don't know. I'd probably have chased it.
Yeah, it's like they can't Dama this as is, so they might as well just go in. They know where 2 of the Dora are.
Yeah, I mean, because if you throw away the 9 and the 7, they're not safe.
No,
there's no way the 9-7 are
East
looking
is
safe
anyway. So you could have not reached and hung out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you don't. I mean, after you throw the 3 bamboo, there's not really good exit even. So I think you have to. If you're going for it, you're going for it. That's where I'm like, if you're going for it, you're going for it.
Yeah. At least there's value in there because of the Dora. And like if you sumo it, that's basically Mongon. So yeah. Maybe she was maybe. Like if you let this 3-pin in, yeah, if you kept this 3-pin, they would have ended up getting the 2-pin right afterwards.
For those who don't understand what Shimachai is, that's the guy.
Player right. It's true. If player right had thrown away the East here with this 3-pin and been like, it sure would be great if I could upgrade this 7-9, then they would have successfully upgraded it, which maybe would have been good for them. But that's a hard one. And add
no,
Tanya.
I'm with Navitas here because you've got 2 Dora.
Half the upgrades are footy 10. Yeah, because if you got the 2-pin, now you're footy 10 on the 1. Yeah, it's a tough one. I might have, if I really thought this was my time to shine, I might have thrown the East here and been like, maybe. But that's still, but even the upgrade that they got would have left them footy 10. With 2 of the ones already dead. Like, this wouldn't have been a great position.
Hi, Reki. I like the meh. I like meh as the assessment of what to do here.
Did they end up getting it? Yeah, but that's luck. Mm, mm. Well, Garth wins his 2,000 points. And now is back to East 4. He is in second place by 800 points. And he's got this, which is not awesome.
For the next tournament, the next Final
Ooh,
Fantasy 14 tournament.
I should get into that.
I love those tournaments.
Those are good tournaments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to organize a nappy for someone.
Organize.
Someone. For my child. Apparently, there's no nappies downstairs. What have I done here? Where are the nappies?
Ooh, the loop.
If anyone would like to have a child, just know that your life will be full of nappies for the rest of the day. Right. Okay.
How do I find this poll? Oh, wait, is it in tournament? Ah, it's in tournament. Gotcha. I see it.
I'm still.
I don't think any of these dates are bad for me. I'll give you a second to
Okay, let me
enable
just
life.
throw these down the stairs.
Hurling them at your child. Put it on yourself.
Do you know what? Nappy changing is the least worst part of being a parent. I don't know if that makes you feel more interested in having a
I don't
kid
know
or
either.
less interested because, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy nappy changing and stuff like that. Sounds gross, but it's not that bad at all.
Oh, this is the saddest thing. I hate when this happens. Now my hand has another Dora. So we got two Dora, and it's like, well, now I have to do something with this. I can't just sit here. I got to do something with this.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I throw my north and get moving.
Yeah, I'd hold the red for as long as possible.
Well, one came out. So it looks like he's throwing us to the other one, but he's keeping the
Huh.
3-4. This could just get to Tanya. This could just be
Yeah, it
Tanya
could,
Dora
but
2.
I would throw the 6-man over the red dragon. Because if I get the 7, I'm not going to throw the 8, am I?
Hmm. We got our 2-3-4. We're gonna break down this 1-3. All right. It looks like Tanya is where he wants to go with this.
But then the other problem is he's holding this 6, and at some point he's going to have to throw it, and that's because it's close to the door. It's going to be more dangerous.
That's true.
Hi, Mahjong
Should be the one.
Jen.
Should be one for.
Really,
That's
I
true
do
because
not hate. I
the
do
three
not
can
hate
get
it. Oh, sorry,
upgraded.
diapers. No, I don't mind
Deja.
changing diapers. We're looking at Garth's hand, Jen.
I
If you
actually
want,
don't
we're looking
wear
at Garth's
diapers,
play.
so I don't have to worry about any of this.
That's all right, Dave. Your time will come. Just give it a few more decades.
Oh, yes, that's true. Fair. That one. Yeah, I think Quark's right. Throwing the 1 here would have been better because the 3 could still be upgraded with the 4. And he's gonna grab the 6-7-8 and throw the 6 now just to get rid of it. So it looks like it's gonna be Tanya Odora
Yeah,
2 in
yeah.
fast hand land.
That's what I do. I like that.
Throw the 9. Throw the north because now we can call a lot of things. We can actually call a third door if it comes out.
Stream is a fan of Sancho.
This stream's always a fan of Sanshoku. Yeah, we're just throwing what we get now. And we're hoping, but nothing is happening that we want. Oh, dear. Oh, double deer. Concealed Con of Hots gives us 4 Dora instead of 2 Dora. And we get the call we need, and we discard in to be at 3-6. I'm a little sad that we didn't go for Ultimate Greed and just wait on Dora or... Well, no, the problem with that is that leaves us on a 1-pin, 4-pin Dora wait. If you threw 2-pin... Yeah, throwing 2-pin out of this keeps us safe. Keeps us on the 4-pin... Keeps us on the 4-pin 8 so wait if we throw the 2-pin.
What's your sewing machine problem, Jen?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see throwing the 2-pin is greedy as heck. But it could get you to Hanemon if you get the right side of it. But what do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't greet it. I would not greet it. Not at
No,
all.
well, Garth doesn't greet it either, but he immediately deals in with the 4-pin that he throws. For the close weight on the 4-pin for pots.
Yeah, mankind good way is almost always good enough. Yeah, I don't.
1 in 60.
And it's not a small amount that he's had to throw into for what could have been a large amount for him. Like that's a good.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think this was a bad. I'm not going to call it a
Yeah,
bad play, even if we
it's
know
not.
that it would have went differently. Um, so that last Dora is not in the wall, which means it must be in people's hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, both of the Dora are consumed. No one's going to be throwing them.
Jen, most of your problems are almost always thread tension. If it's like sucking in the fabric, or it's not, if it's sucking the fabric down into it, into the bobbin area, then it's almost
Yeah, so
all
they got
sewing machine
tempi
problems are
and time.
so almost all sewing machine problems are tension problems. Almost all. I loved sewing in school. I didn't. That's what I
Yeah.
really wanted to be. I wanted to be a costume maker
What
for
happened?
films and stuff. I know what the hell
What
happened.
happened?
Do you know what? Because I had to go to private school to be educated to do that kind of thing, and my parents couldn't afford it, so I went into Japanese instead. Look where that
Oh,
landed me.
you can still make me a costume if you want. You can make a costume for Jen, yeah.
Jen, I want to know what the labor situation is like there.
Ugh.
I don't think I could keep up Jen's level of work. Like Jen works super hard. I don't think I could. I don't think I could meet her standards.
What a rough
Uh,
hand this is. I guess we can start out by getting rid of this west and just like see where it goes. This is another hand. It's like I can call this for one Han, but like what's the point? I guess
don't
I get
know.
my dealership.
Jen, are you excited to go to New York? I'm super excited to enjoy your New York trip from afar.
I'm super excited to have everyone. It's gonna be so cool.
You know, if the sewing machine gets really, really bad, Jen, you can glue it. For my final piece when I was in school, and I didn't have enough time to actually sew the seams on the dress and the bag I was making. I just glued them, and then I just did the seams down on the visible
Chanto.
ones. Yeah, just humming tape. Yeah, just use that. It'll be fine. And then just stick it to you.
This isn't gonna get to Chanto. Although this 8-9, yeah, we could have kept this 8-9 and been in Chanta, so we would have been throwing away better blocks. I just don't see how you really spin this
You
to
can't
Chanta.
be doing Chanta, Dave. Shh, shh.
You can, you just shouldn't. All right, well
Crazy man.
Garth is grabbing his chun and going. He's really just playing on a rampage today, and he's throwing away all his edge tiles. He doesn't even believe in Chanta. Keep the 5 over the 3 because 5's in the middle. This is one of those hands where you're just like, nothing is happening. I'm not getting what I want. If he really wants to be bold, he's going to cut out the 1-2 in favor of the 5-6. And he could do that by starting with the 1 because the
Correct says
4.
stop.
Oh,
Stop. Stop.
all right. We're stopped.
Collaborate and listen.
5M probably should have gone
Go back, go back, go back.
and keep a safe tile. So that's interesting. The 3-so is what's kept for the 5-man. Yes, I agree, Karth. This hand is trash. This hand's just going to be chun. And like, it would have been fine if we were making it happen like 3 or 4 discards ago. But this is kind of like that other hand where it's like, yeah, there's nothing in here that's good. It's just chun. And yeah, like I agree, like this East or something else other than this really dangerous 5-man on its own, 9-pin even. Just to be like, let's keep something in this hand that's escape. Yeah, there's nothing safe here, which really is rough. I guess we have 3-pin that's hard safe on a cross. We have 1-man, which is implied safe on right now. Yeah, we don't really have much here. 9-pin is great because it's hard safe on 2 other players at the table. Yeah, pushing this straight forward is just like, I
I
don't know
feel
why
like
you'd be
really
doing
mean. I
it.
feel we're being really mean to Garth at the moment.
I'm gonna be mean to go. I'm just gonna. It's the truth. Like I think this is being played in a very like how I played when I first started playing sort of way, where I'm just like I'm gonna make this hand, and I'm just like driving straight forward, and I'm doing things that are like I'm smart enough. Of course, Garth is smart enough, but like I'm smart enough to be doing things that make sense for the hand in terms of like making the hand get done. But this isn't the hand I need to make. It doesn't need to be made at all, and I'm completely neglecting safety. And yeah, this reach comes out, and now I'm staring down a reach with very few options as to what I should do here.
He could fold it.
He could fold with the 7 and then the 3.
Yeah.
He could play the 1,
Yeah.
which like it's the other side of the 4.
Well, the full pin is also your Nakasuji, although I wouldn't like reading the Suji on this one. I feel like we've drawn a few more tiles once you've thrown two of them. I would fold it.
No, Garth continues forward, but with the cautious 1. Um, the 1 so is just safe. But now we have the 2. Now he just keeps good, goes with the 2, and this is a rough throw. This is a very risky throw, I think,
Hmm.
and he gets away with it. But like,
Hmm.
I don't think he again like there's no there's nothing. Korak's right. Like, there's nothing here he's getting out of doing this.
Hi, Chin Man.
We get lucky, and the 2 so gets played. Um, yeah, I actually I agree with you, Korak. It's like you
Yeah.
need to be ready to make that gear shift. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're not getting the speed you want, you need to shift gears
I
because
think, but I think,
otherwise
but I think I said that with the Hatsu core, right? And I said I think that he should have changed gears and started folding out.
you did say that,
I did say that,
and I didn't
right?
disagree with you.
No.
Yeah, and I think this is another thing that people don't learn enough because when they start playing, this level of speed is actually fast enough to outspeed other people because other people aren't so awesome at
Mm,
making their hands. But once everyone gets really good at making their hands, the level of speed you need to just run away with it in an open is real high. The bar is not very
yeah.
low with that.
Yeah.
But he gets lucky, and this 2 is safe.
Sure, okay, I see your point now. But yeah, I mean, most people now who have read Ricci Book One, people who are in this league, I imagine, all have read Ricci Book One. Um, so they'll be all right with their tile efficiency.
Yeah, yeah. Swaps the 9 for the 6, and then Sumo. All right, so he kind of gets away with this. Um, and North Sumos for 5,300, but this now sinks him down into last place.
It's not a heavy last though.
Not a heavy last, but he's now in last place. Oh, this game was streamed.
Oh, this
I
was
keep picking
extreme
games that were streamed.
interesting.
I thought it was very recent. I'm like, oh man, I'll pick a very recent game with
So
Garth in
so
it.
but Garth commentated himself, right? That's what you're saying. It was Garth streaming himself.
No, I think it was on the Armel stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, from Garth's perspective. Ah,
I better
crud.
go back and
Oh,
watch what
Garth.
Garth said about
Everyone,
himself.
I'm doing. We need a library of non-public games. Oh dear.
Oh wow, wow.
Well, I'll never hear the end of it in a few days.
I was about to say
But what do we do here? This is all right. It's our
it's all
deal.
right. Yeah.
We got Easts. I might speed this one out as dealer. Keep the 6s, throw the 9. We can also, this 1 pin also doesn't fit. We got North
God,
Jun.
someone's cooking delicious food, and I keep getting whiffs
1
through the
pin goes
window,
up.
and it's really making me very hungry.
North goes out.
Do you think you're more aggressive at mahjong when you're hungry?
We got our 6, 7, 8 done.
I think I am. I think I'm more aggressive when I'm hungry.
I would have thrown this 2 so before this 6. Tile gets grabbed. Another tile gets grabbed. And now we have 2 Dora.
But he must be slightly hungry, but not too much. You
Slightly.
don't want. Do you know? I've always thought that I need to keep a record of how much coffee I drink before a game to see if there's any kind of a correlation between coffee drinking and playing mahjong. Right?
What are we doing here? This is a rough spot.
I mean, you're a dealer. I think you just got to play it, man.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we got to push it for sure. But like, how do we construct this hand? What do we look to do? What do we look to get rid of?
I
Um,
I'd be tempted to call anything at this point.
so right now, I might say that the 6-7 is going to become a block. In other words, we probably want to upgrade the 6-6 to the 6-7 and
I
assume the
probably.
3s will be the pair or the
Well,
Easts will be the pair.
well, I mean, I discard the two, so whatever.
Yeah, I think Tuso now has to be cut out of here because it
But
doesn't help us
this is
anymore.
one of these weird hands where I'd probably call even if I don't have a yaku. So I'd call anything.
Oh no. All right, yeah. So it looks like here. Yeah, that's why we double stream to YouTube so that we have all our stuff on YouTube forever, which is super convenient. Yeah, you could cut 6-man down. So Garth gets his easts and calls, and he's just going to go. I'm pretty sure with this hand, he's just got to play. He needs the points. He's in last place. He's got no other option. Which is
I wouldn't
ooh,
even bother looking. Just go.
yeah, six man. Now upgrade. Now he's ready on the 2-pin, 5-pin,
Yeah.
and he's just going to play it out because he can't do anything else.
Yeah.
And he sumos it. All right. East door
That's
to
great. That's the hand you
2,000
need.
all. That's what gets you back up into second place. Gets him up to 28-8. Gets everyone else down to 23-3, 23. So he's got a 5,000 point lead.
And now he's back in the head game.
Yeah, and he's the deal. It's South 1. He gets a second deal. He's got better space for it. Dealer door 2. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you just go. All right, so what's going on here? Looks like we're getting terminals. We're just drawing terminals. Player left is doing something alarming. I don't know what they're doing, but it looks pretty aggressive to me.
Probably got Chanta, they're like.
Yeah, they're probably super hyped for Chanta here. All right. We're getting our hand together. We got our pair of Souths, so we can get a third South. That'd be great. Hey, we just drew a third South. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So now already a reach from across. Right after this 5-man. Player left calls north. We will follow with the 2-man. All right, we're actually Ishan 10 ourselves, which is not terrible.
Have you got like a plane going past you?
There's a train. It's a loud train.
Oh, I was like, that's a really loud train. They're not usually that bad.
So what do we do here?
Does Navitas really like playing, like waiting on the screen man? I always really like waiting on the 3-pin.
What do we do here? Because we don't have a pair. So do we cut out the 2-4 block?
Well, but the 8 is maybe safer on the reach.
The 8, because we have we have 3 7s and it's Suji. So maybe cutting the 8 and waiting for another pair.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No, Garth is pushing for so. Getting away with it, pushing for.
Go, Garth.
He's real aggressive.
I will tell you something I know about Garth, and if Jen's still here, she can agree or disagree. But Garth is a really lucky guy. Like some of the stuff he's done in his life, you're like, you should not have gotten away with that nonsense, but he does. And maybe that's informed his mahjong play.
It's possible, because he's going to throw the Tuso here, I'm pretty sure. Because he's not going to throw the Dora into this. No, now he throws the 8, which is very interesting to me. Now he throws the 8. Yeah, it's got to be Doratanki now. Like, there's nothing else to do.
Gosh, he's built different.
He's built mostly
exactly.
Out of fear.
He met Jen.
Wow.
That is a good response.
Proof of Garth's luck. So what was going on here?
But Jen, I don't get the lucky mahjong player, and I met you, and that was even more unlikely to meet you. So tell me what I'm doing wrong.
what a weird reach this is. This 4-pin, 7-pin reach.
Right, where are we at?
So our player to left sumoed, and they have not quite Chanta.
I mean,
North
I won a tournament. That's true. I'm going to win a tournament this weekend as well. You watch me. I am well up for winning that Cardiff event. Anyway, why do you think that's weird? The 4-pin, 7-pin way.
I don't know. It's not that fast, and it's very upgradable.
True.
I might have dominated this just because I need a little more. They are in last, so maybe they were feeling a little antsy. They wanted to make something happen. Well, they weren't in last before they reached, actually. They weren't.
Yeah, it's just an insta-reachy. But I think you're right that there's value in discussing whether that was the right move. I mean, you said if you draw the 8-pin, then you're Ricci, Pinfu, and Adora.
Yeah, and possibly, or if you draw a 5-pin or a 3-pin. Like, there's all these ways to get Pinfu at least, and that's an extra whole Han. And going from 1 to 2 is a big deal. If you draw the 6-man, you're Tenhou. Like, so there's a lot of upgradability.
Korak says he had kept the 5-man, and I guess
not even bother with his tempo. Yeah, like the value in it. The value in it's very low.
So you're thinking, but then I just feel like trying to push yourself, keeping the 5-man and trying to push yourself into a Pinfu at that point, I think is tough, personally. it's going to
They
take
also
quite a while.
Sumo Kitty reached on the north.
Is the Ipeko. Okay, yeah, true. Well, no, Ipeko never happens. That's my land.
Yeah, throwing the six. Oh, they threw the 6 pin to keep the 9 pin. They threw the 5 so to keep it. That's pretty aggressive pushing there. Either way, their Chanto was never to be, and they just sumo with the the 1 pin. Yeah, like
Mm.
I feel like I would have waited to upgrade this rather than just throwing a stick out to get 1,000 points. I don't think it was worth it,
Mm. I think
especially
I
when
think I
they
think
did get
that.
the 6 man. They did get the 6 man they wanted to
Okay.
make this better.
But I will say I think but that's why I'm saying if I'm gonna dammer, then I'm not gonna hold the 5 man because I want to get 7-8 so I can be waiting on the Dora because Pinfu Ricci Dora is a good value.
Hmm.
Oh, don't know.
That is a rough one. Let's see what happens. And this now pulls Garth back down out of second place.
And
Or
that's
of
the
course, out
problem.
of
It's
third
been pretty
place.
close, and now he really is on the back foot. As I said, as he entered that second dealership, I thought he had the head game, and now I think he's really in a tough spot to get
Yeah.
himself back into a winning mind frame.
He's only 4K behind second place. Like first place is like out of reach at this point. First place
Wait,
is just
where's the he has to go over 30K, right, to not have a negative.
he also wants to go over. If he is, I believe
Mm,
if you're second place under 30K, you get a very small negative. It's very
okay,
small.
okay.
It's not that bad, but you do obviously want to be above because then you get positive everything. And these tiles are not the tiles he needs.
Mm.
I don't think. I don't think these are the winning tiles that God has set aside for him. He does have a Dora. Um, so he trims over here first. Which, pardon
I
me, I
bet
might
you,
not
I
have done.
bet you, I bet you he's gonna keep an eye on Kokshi here.
Oh, he is because he's trimming out all these man tiles. And this is his problem though. He just grabbed a second Dora. This
Mm.
is the kind of luck that you wanted to be ready for, but by cutting out this 5/6, he's hindered his ability to do anything with it.
Okay, this is perfectly Garth's luck though. He gets good luck, but somehow he
No, this
still
is
manages to
Garth's
screw
luck.
him. Woof, woof.
But all the Hotses are dead, so the Hotses are now his pair, but that does mean he now has a 100% safe locked in pair.
He could still do 7 pairs on this.
Oh, Jesus, you're right. That's the worst. Well, he missed a pair already. Is he trying to flush this? I think he might be trying to flush this.
Hmm.
Although the one because he's thrown out all. Yeah, he's no interesting. He cheese and he throws out the hots. This is a lot to push, friend.
Going back to Chanta.
He gets his 7, 8, 9 in. Is he doing? If he was doing Chanta, he should have just kept the hotses, and then he would have.
He's gonna call the Red Dragon. That's why. That
He wants to
that's
call it. Yeah, I know he wants to
he's
call the
got
Red
that
Dragon.
confidence. He's got that balls. Go Garth's
Where is?
balls.
Oh dear.
You don't like Atazuka?
Wow.
I love an
He does
Atazuka.
not take the Tempai here, and instead throws the 1.
Yeah, correct. I think we probably have identical faces right now.
I'm very confused by what's going on here.
Oh, Jen, if you're here, tell us what the hell's going on now.
Yeah. He does draw. He draws the third tune. So he already could
Seven,
have
eight, nine,
won.
Sanshoku. Yeah, yeah.
He could have won twice over. And then someone deals him the 9 man.
This is Garth's
First
luck.
place deals him
This
the
is
9
Garth's
man.
luck. I'm sorry, this boy did not deserve that. Garth is lucky. See, he doesn't have to play like the other humans.
Dude. Dude. Dude.
Just draw your tiles. He just wanted to get the
Just
chun
wanted to get the
first.
chun first. Yeah, yeah. He just
I guess.
Garth, dude, dude.
Wow, I said Garth's a better Mahjong player than me, so look at Garth's game. Don't look at my game.
All right. Well, that's an 8,000 point hit directly off of first place. That leaves him 600 points out of first in South 3. Just
I
draw
mean,
good
that was
tiles, guys.
that was
Just
the
draw
player
good
to take
tiles,
it from.
friends. That's all you got
So
to do.
so so back to his head game. Now he's got the head game. Now he can win this.
Now he just needs to make a 1,000 point hit. Like he can actually being fast and blasting a hand out makes sense now because it gets you into first place. But oof, dealer calls immediately. He's got a pair of norths, drops a 2-pin. He's got a pair of souths, but south is dead. So what do we do here? That's sad that south is dead. But he holds on to it probably because he's looking. This flush is now just happening to him. Woo! But that's it.
Oh
Third discard
no.
deal in.
Sucks.
It's for just east though. This is
That's
another
okay
hand
then.
where I'm looking at that player. I'm like, I'm not quite sure. Oh no, they're the dealer. That's why
They're
they
the
did it.
dealer.
Never
They're
mind.
the
Yeah,
dealer.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
of
the dealer.
course.
Yeah, they kept their deal. That makes exact sense why you did it. All right. Well, rough times for Garth. Now he's a little further behind, but
No, not really.
this 2000 is less than just any hand now. He has to think a little. But it didn't advance the game, so he still has all the time. This hand looks like it could easily become Tenhou Dora, maybe? Pinfu Dora now? Don't know. Let's see. The 4s come in. 3, 6. It's just getting cheaper and cheaper. Every hand. 3 goes. Second 9 goes. East. He's just drawing nothing right now until this reach comes out. And now what do we do? Because we don't really have any safe. We have a 4-pin that's safe. That's hard safe.
You don't really want to throw into this player.
We could throw the 8-man because we can see 3 of the 6s. Me.
Wait, what? Oh. Keeping 2-pin for each is interesting.
Like, I don't want to throw the 3 or 4-man ever.
Okay, but if you don't want to do that, wait, what are you doing with this hand? Why not just
Yeah, like the hand might just be dead, at
yeah,
which point I
just
throw
play
the
the
4 and be
4-pin.
done.
Yeah. At
Ooh,
least don't throw into the e-pads.
Garth goes for the 8 and gets away with it. But seeing 3 of the 6s gives you at least some confidence around that.
Yeah, but you can't see any of the 7s or the 9s.
Doesn't matter. They need a 6-7. Well, yeah, 7 for the 7-9 close weight. Yeah. Very lucky for him, our reach player throws that 6 though.
Nice.
But now there's a new reach on the board from the dealer. Now what? We can play the 6 though because it's safe on at least one of the reaches. We can play the 9-pin because it's safe on the dealer.
Cry.
We can play the 4-man because it's safe on the dealer. 9-pin. Woo! Garth follows with the 6 though and gets away with it. He's just pushing this crazy times.
I like the cry. 9-pin cabbage. You can see a wall. Oh yeah, there is on the 8 pins. Yeah.
You have 8-pin cabbage, so the 9-pin's very safe. So Garth, there's a 3-pin. I was wondering if he was going to call the 2, 3, 4 and then throw the 9, which I might even consider doing if I was going to keep trying to push this hand. But it seems like he is.
You people all make my blood pressure rise.
This 2-pin throw is dangerous as heck. Why not just the 9-pin? Like.
Are we just like. Dave, are we beta cucks? Is that what we are? We just fold everything?
There's no value here. It's Tenhou. Maybe Tenhou Dora. Like, with the 9-pin, it's not even Tenhou. It's just Pinfu. It's nothing. I don't think it's our fault. There's nothing going on here. And that 2-pin deals in.
Okay. You need to save this replay, and you need to talk to Garth about it in a
All
few
right.
days when he's with you.
Yeah, Garth is not. I think there was a hand where he bailed a bit.
It is Armel. It is Armel. It's American Reaching Mahjong
Yeah,
League.
it's
Yeah.
Armor. Yeah, and this ends up being
And
Rich
he threw
Constradora.
into the
He
one
threw into
person
the
he
leader.
shouldn't have thrown
Yeah.
into.
And this knocks him down to third place and puts him in the last
Uh,
hand.
uh,
This is exactly what he did not want to have happen. It's the worst outcome for pushing nothing. Garth, why? Garth, why?
Are they playing? I'm not sure what kind of time zone they're playing on. Because if they're trying to match an American
Well, they
time zone, it
schedule it.
might.
It's
Yeah,
up to these
but
four
it
people
might
to have
be that
scheduled it.
it might be like silly o'clock in the morning for him.
It might be.
And as I said, like being tired, I think I said, I'm
Makes you
always
strong.
no being knackered makes me very weak and aggressive. I'm like a little
To even be like,
angry bulldog or something. I don't
I
know.
mean, if it was 10 p.m. Eastern, it's 10 a.m. Japan time, which is surely a good time for building up. Yeah, greater
Well,
four wins. Greater
it
four wins
depends.
is what's going to happen here.
10 a.m. Depends on your lifestyle, I guess.
Mm. These are not the tiles you need on your last hand when you need to win something. But it looks like Garth is going to keep those greater four wind options open.
But he can still easily get second, right?
He needs to win like 3,400 points.
Right, yeah,
No,
because
I'm sorry, 2,400, 2,500 points is what he needs to get to second. And so it looks like he's just going for a flush, maybe.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because I always miss Garth stream. Like Jen streams at a more social hour for me, but that's because Jen tends to work antisocial hours for Japan, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jen always streams at a very convenient time for me. It's always at the end of my day, so I can always pop in before I got to go and cook dinner. Yeah, right, Chiral. I can't do 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm knocked out at that point. But Jen is very, very yeah. If anyone here doesn't know, Mahjong Jen streams very regularly and she has a great
Yes.
stream. So please do follow Mahjong Jen there. She doesn't just do mahjong, she also does work with me streams. So you can sit and do your work while she's working. She does her cosplay streams now where she's making her costumes.
It's the
And
season.
I know she's still streaming Zelda, but yeah, you should
So
definitely follow her.
after making his one call and having not much good happen to him, Garth finally activates Greater Four Winds and immediately draws the second West and the second North. So yeah, now he's throwing out these pins, these extra pins. So he's got a flush. He calls his Easts. He could maybe even get this. Oh no!
Yeah, bad times for him.
Oh no, it gets shut down. He was going to draw the second South and the third West and the third North.
Garth's luck. This is Garth's luck. I want everyone to witness this.
Wow. This was Garth's. Wow. It's true. It's true. It's true. But this was it. This was it for Garth. This was the Yakuman Garth needed to, and our dealer shut it down entirely. Yeah, that's why player across obviously Sashikomi into the dealer to shut down Garth's luck, which was very visible. Pro play. I mean, obviously our dealer wants to win a hand and keep things going, so that makes perfect sense. But jeez. That's crazy.
Do you know what? Sometimes I've seen Garth drink alcohol and I've wondered, how are you still alive? And now I see this kind of luck. I know how he's still alive.
That's crazy. Was anyone else even ready? No. No, he could have gotten away with this. He could have gotten away with this.
Well, that would have been really fun to have on our stream, but I'm pretty sure we'd have heard about it before if someone had
Oh yeah, yeah.
a win hand like
I'm
that.
just gonna sit there being like, this is the worst to have seen this and to know that he would have drawn them all. And the final South was right over here too. Yeah, that's true. Actually, they could have done. It could have been Honitsu.
It
I don't
wasn't for
think.
the meddling dealer.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the Honitsu. Well, I guess they just went for Tenpai, but I might have pushed for the Honitsu. Like, it might have actually been worth it.
Yeah, because you are dealer.
Like, there's value in it. But at the same point, being like, I definitely want Tenpai. Yeah, I've seen pin tiles get called. It looks like a flush. I don't want to feed it. Maybe, maybe, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, being like I don't think it's a bad call to be like, I'll just get ready so I can win this as quickly as possible and just be out of here and get another go.
Hmm.
Um, Also, the faster I win, that means no one else can get back above water, which means more Uma for me. So, like,
Yeah, if drinking alcohol leads to mahjong flow, then Garth has all of the
these
flow.
draws are dumb.
But he didn't draw them though. Remember, you chased rabbits. He
No, but I
didn't
mean,
draw
just
them.
looking at all the fact that his wall draws are lined up as like west, north, south, west, north. Jeez. All right. Well, Garth can be sad about that. This happens. Garth gets another shot at doing something here. This does not look like Yakuman material right now.
He doesn't need
Um,
Yakuman. He doesn't need
no,
that much.
but getting a lot of sixes and eights and sevens and eights. South is Adora, which is a little. Got a lot of pairs here. We got 5 pairs. We're Ishanten on Chitoy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly correct.
Tanyao
Ew.
Chitoy is like not worth enough for what it is. But what else do we do? We could, well, here we get the 8 pin. We could call for Toy Toy Tanyao. He doesn't do it when he shouldn't do it. It's stupid. Non-Tonki. Yeah, non-Tonki on Chitoy is actually not a terrible plan. But instead, we're just going to not draw anything that we need because that's how Chitoy feels. I would have held on to this 9-man if I was really thinking Chitoy.
Wait, no, because you're gonna have a Tanya Cheetoy. You're not gonna not have a
Yeah, that's true.
Tanya
It lowers
Cheetoy.
my value. Oh, but so with 6688, he drops the 7, ditches Chitoy, and moves to Ipeko? Pinfu, I guess Pinfu
Ipeko
Ipeko.
Pinfu Tanya, yeah.
Tanya, yeah, that becomes just more
Well, I
value.
mean, it might not be Pinfu,
Might
but
not be
yeah, I
Pinfu.
guess that's
I'll
where.
just get another 7. It's fine. And then he drops this 6. I'm a little confused as to why that's happening.
We really need Garth. I want to understand because I feel like he knows how to play.
Ooh,
He knows
okay.
what
So
he's doing, and I'm
there's got to be
frustrated that I
logic
don't
to
know.
this. But now he has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is actually pretty great.
Yeah, I think that I think I'm just not a good enough player to understand. I'm gonna tell you, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, because the most likely way this goes is reach Tanya, which is like not worth it. But then the dealer sumos again.
Good old dealer.
Ooh, for like nothing, but it keeps them going.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you say nothing, like
Yeah, but it
these
doesn't
two
matter. It keeps them
nothing
going.
hands have got them really close to first now.
Yeah, yeah. They just want to keep rolling with it. But oi, Lord. Yeah, I don't understand if Garth had
I'm gonna
kept
put the
that
light on.
7. Yeah, I don't understand why that happened and then got immediately reversed. That's very strange.
I'd like to ask Garth when you see him,
No, I'm
is
not
it
going to
that
ask
he's
him.
already made a choice of where he's going to discard and doesn't actually look at his draw? Because I've gotten into that kind of mindset before. Oh, I'm gonna throw this one at the next
Yeah,
turn.
like if we'd flattened out here, we would have been ready. We could have been in reach, but it would have just ended up being reach Tanya, which is 2,000 points, which isn't worth it. It's not enough. I'm betting, yeah, like I'm betting his logic is I need to find out how to get enough out of this. That's got to be what he's thinking. But it doesn't happen here. And now we got these tiles, which I don't know what's going on here. We got the one. Ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is pretty sick. All right, I like that. We got a pair in the 4, so we like that. We got a 7, 8. All right, so we are now Ishan 10 on Pinfu, maybe Tanyao, or maybe Dora. All right.
You could get Itsu here as well.
Yeah, like I'd be really. This is weird.
Is it? He just doesn't want the Itsu. He doesn't care for it.
Yeah, but Itsu is great because Itsu gets you value that you desperately need here.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
I'm with you, Korak. I don't think that's abnormal. That's a better, you know. Yeah, Chunman says Itsu's not here. Yeah, I'm. That doesn't seem that odd to me
I
personally.
guess so because it does let you get the 4. It increases the number of tiles that you tempai.
Dave's too greedy. That's the problem.
I may well, but Reach Tanyao is a 2,000 point hand. A
Hmm.
2,000 point hand does not get me into first place or second place. It gets me nowhere. Well, it's 2,600 with the 2 on the table.
Hmm.
Well, if it's 2 and 40, it's 26%, it's 32. That gets me up to 30,300, which is still not enough. And my difference between the nearest player is 76.
Yeah, but he's
It
Korak's
gets me.
point.
It gets me above
He gets
water.
30K.
If
Exactly,
if I'm playing
exactly.
for third place above water, then okay, yeah, that's true. I should keep my eye on that. You're right, because I'm also not thinking that. So that's true. I can get to above water. So maybe I'm thinking about getting above water.
Mahjong Jen asks, "What point in league is this? Session 1." There you go.
Is this? Oh, this is the beginning. The 6, we don't need it. The hots, we don't need it. The 7, it's just come out. We don't need it. Throw the 2 to hold the
So
5.
Jen says in league we're playing for positive and not for placings, especially early on. So this
Oh,
is
that's
this is
interesting.
this is a quirk of the above water floating, whatever you're calling the rule, of being able to rise above that 30K line. So that's a really interesting tactical strategic point that Jen's just made. Thank you.
Okay, so
That's a
that's where
really
his
good
head's at.
insight.
His mind is
Yeah.
I need to be above 30K. That's what I really
Hmm.
need to make happen. Okay, that makes sense.
This is why you're going to need Jen and Garth in the same place next weekend, right? So you can get all of these really awesome insights into the game that you wouldn't get elsewhere.
So now I got Reach Pinfu Dora. 3 and 30 is 3,900 plus 600 is 4,500. It's not enough to overtake. It's not enough to overtake second place even with a direct hit. No, I'm sorry. 4,600 is enough to overtake. I'm counting wrong. That's 8. That's 9-2. Yeah, it's enough to overtake second place with a direct hit. So okay, but on sumo, it won't get me to second place, but I will get myself out of negatives no matter what. So I'll be positive. Yeah, with his luck, and to be fair, our dealer has nothing to lose. Like they've called 3 times. What are they going to do? They've got to play this now. So and it's a 2-sided weight. It's not bad. So like,
Jen says if Garth's playing for East only
wow,
games and run for the dailies, then he is going to go for first.
wow, and
Uh,
our dealer does deal into it.
but yes, that's a different strategic. You know, this is Garth playing a league, whereas if he was playing for the daily events on Run, then he'd be
He'd be crushing for first.
building value to get to that first position.
Well, he gets himself into second. Our dealer deals a 2-man. Senpai waiting on the 7 pin only. But again, at this point, you've committed. You've called 3 times. Like, you're just going to do it. And yeah, that gets him. Because it would be
That's an exciting Uma.
45, put up to 55. Yeah, that's 9K. And that gets him in second place. And that gets him positive 6.6. Our dealer squeaks by still positive for plus 0.2. And our poor last place player pays not only what is it, negative 10.9, but an additional negative 20 for being the only one below
Poor
water.
Cisan. Poor Cisan.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Dealer could have
Unfortunate for
folded.
poor Cisan. Oof, oof. Dealer could fold, but like, yeah, the 6 and 8 are both safe. So dealer could have just folded. And maybe the dealer should have folded. Maybe that. What would I have done here? I probably would have said to myself, first of all, I probably would not have pushed this hand this hard because I would already have been reasonably okay with the idea that I would be second place positive. And this is a lot of push, but maybe let's see how hard this got pushed. Like my first call was a dragon. I'm far from Tempai though, so do I really need to do that? At the same time, I should know that I have two players here that are really hungry for points, and if I don't do anything, like I can't afford to just sit around and do nothing. Yeah, like I've got that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, plus it's not that crazy. It's definitely not like a season-ending problem. Like it's. But would I have folded against this reach? Maybe not. Like with these two fives in my hand, I can never deal them if I decree this two is dangerous. I can just wait though. I can wait and see if someone else does it because as long as I don't deal in, it's fine. But this was a lot. This was more than just a 6-point difference is the thing. Because if the game had ended right here, our dealer would have been plus 4.7 plus, I believe, what, 4, right? It's a total of 20. So it's 15.5, right? So the dealer went from plus 9.7 to plus like 0.2. It's a 9.5 point. It's a 9.5 change. I don't know.
I think Garth played this last hand really well. I guess it's my conclusion.
I don't see any huge problems. Yeah, reach for Fedora, it's good. Yeah, now that I understand that he was really aiming for be positive at all, like be above 30, it makes some decisions make more sense. Yeah, this was I think pretty solid. I didn't see anything that made me.
But it was thank you, Jen, for giving your insight into like the differences of how you would play League versus the daily events in round one. I think that's the kind of insight that we're generally missing in Western Mahjong play, because people tend to just play one type. People are either playing the ladder or Mahjong Soul and Tenhou, or they are, EMA players and they're playing the MERS events and those sort of exhibition events. And I think we don't have enough understanding of the sort of gear changes we need to make between those different environments. So yeah, I mean, thank you, Jen. Please give us more of that wonderful information. That's why you should all subscribe to Jen, by the way. I'm sure she will answer all of your questions on her own.
I showed this off a little early.
Oh, but, Dave, too soon.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring this up over the game. I didn't realize which browser it would open in. But we've done it.
It's amazing.
So we're at end of stream anyway, so we can talk about some exciting stuff going on. So yesterday I was down at Sparrow's Nest, and I just got inspired, and I got out my paintbrush, and I painted our wall all myself, completely of my own volition. I just had this thought. I was like, let's do this, and I went nuts. No, the only thing about this picture that makes me sad is how creased my poor shirt is.
I thought that was what it was intended to be like. I thought that was the style.
No, it's a linen shirt that I haven't steamed lately, so it's a little creased up. I look like a
Jen. Do you want to add your Proast link in the chat for people?
Yes, toss the link to Proast
please,
on the chat.
Please toss the link in case anyone here hasn't heard of it yet.
Yes.
Sorry, Dave. I'm distracting from
no.
It's your shirt.
It's good to all talk about all these things. Yeah, my shirt is the most important thing. Part of the mural. No, I'm not part of the mural, sadly. But we finally got. So we worked with Karen Aruba, a wonderful artist from Hong Kong, who does all kinds of exciting custom mahjong things, and she did a lot of awesome work for us. And she designed this mural that we now have up on the wall in Sparrow's Nest. If you're going to be there in about an hour, you'll be able to see it. It's all good to go. And it's really exciting. It came out really great. I'm really psyched with how well this was printed and put up.
It's art, man. It's art.
Yeah. It's kind of illustrative. It's a little weird. It's like in a room looking into another room, but now it makes the room look really big, so it's great.
Well, that's what I told you, right? When I said I was like that would be my recommendation. I'm gonna say, say what that was
Mm,
my
mm.
idea, was to have it so it was an extension to the room.
Yeah, it's really cool. We
But
have not
that's
yet
Karen
printed.
on the far right as well,
Yeah, yeah,
handcrafting her
that's Karen's.
tiles.
Yeah, and we have to get her signature up because we there was a slight problem where there was no signature. But yeah, it's really cool. She did amazing work with this. We're really thrilled to have it in the space. We have not yet gotten printed our giant score sheet. That can come next. We also upgraded our logo, but it's still in the shrink wrap because we've got to repaint the wall. But it's all looking really great. So hopefully, if you're in town, come on by. We'll be down there at 3 o'clock today, hanging out. We also got a new load of auto tables finally unpacked and ready to go. So we'll have those around, which is going to be pretty cool.
Oh my God, it's gonna
Um,
be like a real mahjong
yeah,
space.
we're getting really to the point where it's like almost a real mahjong parlor. And so the more people are around and the more people use it, the better we'll be able to do. We're going to have some exciting events. Um, so we will. Oh, I can respond to this in a little bit. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the image that we got about this event. Well, we don't have a promo. I have to make a promo. But Jen and Garth are going to be are going to be with us at Comic-Con, but they're also going to be in our space on the 17th. I'm going to be publicizing this a little more. Follow us on Instagram at USPML or come to the USPML Discord where we can tell you about this. That we're going to have them there. We're going to be doing a special Mahjong Matsuri event where you can play some games with them and hang out and talk about pro stuff and ask them what it's like to be as cool as they both are. And I'm sure they'll be happy to tell you. But yeah, Jem and Garth's Mahjong Matsuri. Uh, so we have to put up. I'll put up my image about this probably today. It's been just a ton. I've just been running around like a crazy. But we're super psyched for it. We got so much going on this coming week. I might die. Oh yeah, they'll be in Japanese festival garb. Both Jen and Garth are going to dress up for this. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, Garth's dressing up as
Um,
well. That is interesting.
yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be nuts. So come and join us. I'm super psyched, but I'm also
And
super
so
dying of stuff to
Comic-Con,
do.
just you had to let me. I want to know more about Comic-Con. You should refresh me what you're doing in
Yes.
Comic-Con.
So New York Comic Con, we are booth 5308, which is in Hall 1A, the board games hall. You kind of go downstairs.
5308.
You'll be able to
In.
see us. So we're
I'm
gonna
writing
have
down
a big
anyway.
old booth there. We're gonna have 6 mahjong tables out for people to be playing on and learning on. We're going to be running a rolling tournament throughout the course of the convention, which is going to be quick East only rounds. But the top 3 scores are going to be our winners, and our prizes are going to be very exciting. In that we're definitely going to still have a junk mat set for one of our prizes, and we're also going to have. I need to confirm this, but I'm 99% sure that we'll have passes to next year's Comic Con available as prizes. But let me confirm it, and then we can announce it officially.
And Jen and Garth will be there
Jen and
too.
Garth will
And I'm
be there.
sure, if you already know Mahjong, they'll give you a little bit of a intermediate, advanced, professional
They'll give you
levels
a
as you
hearty
want.
handshake and tips.
And Jen is going in cosplay, I heard, and
Yes.
she is what do you call it? Spoilering? No, the opposite of spoiling. Teasering.
Yeah,
Teasering the
she's been giving sneak previews.
yeah, on her Insta, and well, not her Insta, her Twitter, whatever you call it, X now. But yes,
I
if you
try not
follow
to
her at
call it.
Mahjong Jen, I know. But you know what? That whole of Twitter has just become an absolute garbage fire. Oh, anyway, Jen, just start using Blue Sky because I can't be using Twitter for much longer.
You have to like log into Blue Star. Everything needs you to log in and do it, and like it's so annoying.
I know. I hate social media now because I'm old.
Well, it's weirdly gotten to this point where it's so fragmented that like
Yeah.
it's hard to manage again. It's like
But so,
cable.
wow, yeah, it's true. Or streaming service. But Twitter
Yeah.
was, I think, I logged in this morning and now they've made it
Isn't
so
there anything else to
so you
show us?
don't have the headline. If you post a link, it just shows you the picture. So
Yeah, they changed that now. They say that makes it
why?
better. I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
make it better. It
They say
makes
it
it
makes it better.
fundamentally worse. It's shit. My Blue Sky handles, you ask a good question. I don't know how to give Blue Sky handles. There's like a funny way to do it, isn't there?
I also don't
So
know how do I do. Let me see.
because I'm now, if I'm going to update my blog and stuff, I'm going to first update on Blue Sky and do it on Twitter when I can be
Yeah,
asked
let me
because I'm not
log
going to
into
give
Blue
Musky
Sky.
Boy more than he deserves. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Am I Dama Queen? Oh no, I can't type. Being able to type is a
How do I not have? I do too have a Blue Sky account.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Can we just stop social media? Can we just stop it?
Well, I got to figure out what's up with that then, because for some reason I don't have it. Did I save it?
Oh, I can find yours. I have you, don't I? You were you logging in properly? Wait a minute, wait a minute. I've got you somewhere. Here you go. Your Blue Sky is
Yeah,
terminaloptimist.net.
I know, but I don't know why I can't log into it. It's weird.
I love your handle. I think your handle's better than mine now. And I'm kind of I did, I said terminal optimism, but I was wrong. Terminal optimist is far superior.
I don't really like that negative. Here we go. Like here, no, I don't know. I have to figure out how to log into my Blue Sky. For some reason, it did not save my password.
Okay, I can't help you with that.
That's fine. I can just reset my password and then save it, but it's really annoying. Yeah, that's me. Thank you. Cool.
You're right.
So follow us on Blue Sky. Come visit us at New York Comic Con. We can't get you tickets to New York Comic Con if you don't have one already. Unfortunately, they sell out really quick. But if you come to our tournament and win it, you'll get some tickets, probably, as I confirm this. Fingers crossed. And for next year, we're gonna keep doing it. So if you do have interest in Comic Con, if you do have interest in Otakon, if you do have interest in PAX Unplugged, which is gonna be later this year in December, we'll be there. We'll be at all these places.
I'm interested,
doing stuff.
but
Well,
I wasn't cool enough for this year's Comic-Con.
You were invited to this year's Comic Con, but then you were like, "Oh, I have to do some other mahjong event at some other place," and I was like, "Well, fine."
I'm sorry, I'm totally hyped for this Cardiff event. I am really like,
It might be really cool.
I'm really excited. And I'm going to win. I've decided I want to win.
Okay, so you go win it. If you win it, then it's worth it. If you win it, then I can be like, "Well, Gemma had to just go win this tournament."
Exactly. I had to. I'm worried that I'm starting to sound a bit big-headed, but I need to get into the right competitive mindset to do the winning.
Just play like Garth. Just be like, lesser 4 wins is happening here.
Exactly.
I'm going to make it happen. It's going to happen. And that's how it goes. All right. So I got to get it prepped so I can get over and be on time and be a good host. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. And special thank you to all those who sort of got involved in the discussions. It really makes the whole stream amazing. And I really learn a lot from you guys. So thank you.
I think we will probably not be back next week because I'm going to be in Comic-Con, and streaming from Comic-Con is, oh my God, they want like $2,000 a day for a 5 megabit Ethernet connection. I swear to God. It's crazy. But
well, let's try and do an ad hoc stream sometime in the week. At least if you've got Garth in your house, we could just do a 20-minute one.
It'll just be a stream of Garth sleeping all night. I'm just gonna put a camera up in front of him.
And I know Jen will be updating on her TikTok, all her socials. Jen, I know I'm going to be following Jen avidly the entire weekend to see what's going on at Comic-Con.
Yes, we're gonna try to get lots of ways to show you guys what's going on the inside. So thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Later. Have a great afternoon.
Thank Granny Loves. I'll see you in Cardiff next week.
Yes. Thanks for watching.